Hope this is recording okay. I can't see what's going on with my phone on the other side there, since I've got it turned around so I won't look like I'm left-handed. What I wanted to talk about was using an Apex forward set sear kit in an M&P 2.0. I've been talking to someone at Apex because I wanted to get one of their straight triggers, you know, the flat triggers. And they told me that's a restricted item for whatever that means, and that they can't sell it to me unless they have proof that I have the forward set sear already in my gun. One of the last messages I got from the woman, who apparently didn't understand when I told her that I had put it in my 2.0, was using an older trigger bar. She's told me that their forward set sear won't work in an M&P 2.0, and I can assure you that this one does. You can see nice short reset. But anyways, what I did with it, is I got a trigger bar from one of the older generations from Brownells, I think, and push this pin out of here. And I put in the forward set sear. Actually, I was originally using, the original 2.0 sear housing assembly that comes with it. There's a little bit, you can see if you compare them side by side, that this part here is a little bit longer, and because they've got a different part now, new trigger bar, and there's an extra little piece in there by the sear on the new one. But when I first got it, I actually used it in here, and it worked fine. I picked up this sear housing assembly block on eBay for like 25 bucks, so I thought I'd try it out. And since it was designed for one of the older generations, but they tell me that the sear, if it's the forward set sear, has 3 little dots on the side of it, and I have to take a picture or something and send to them to prove that I have a forward set sear already in my gun. And this one does have 3 dots, which I don't know if that'll show up on camera or not. This Streamlight TLR1HL is probably way too bright to, but I don't know if that shows up on camera or not. But it's got, for sure, 3 dots on it. And the only thing I did, I took the trigger that came with the kit, and I bought one of the older, usually I just pop this right in there, but I'm screwing around here talking. Okay, of course I popped it in over top of it. I actually did an earlier version of this where it went in perfectly, but the phone was too close and it didn't really have me, I was talking with my head out of the frame, and I thought, well, maybe I should do it over again so at least people could see me talking. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why, if the only thing that's really required that you need is to get the older, trigger bar, why don't they include that in the kit anyways? They could just put the, the trigger on the trigger bar in the first place, instead of making you change it out. Just take it, pop it in, and you're good to go. You can use a forward set sear in an M&P 2.0. You have to change a couple of parts. You have to put a different trigger bar in, and you have to, you don't have to. I lost one of my little frame blocks here that I got from Smith & Wesson when I took out the manual safety. When I was filming the first version of this, I popped that out. But you can use a 2.0, with the forward set sear. It's not that big a deal. You just have to be a little bit creative and inventive, and it's not any big deal at all. And you can see, I got it adjusted. It works perfectly. I don't know how well that's coming out. Try and get a little more light over there. You pull it back. If you pull it back, pop the trigger bar over to the side, let it go, resets perfectly, pops right back under there. Everything's fine, you know, it works perfect. The striker block, I'm still using the one that came with the pistol. I'm going to replace the rear sight, you know, put night sights on here. I've got some True Glow Tritium Pro sights I'm going to have put on here. And since the sight was in there so tight, I just figured, you know, maybe I'd have him put that new striker block in when he does the sights. Yeah, maybe I won't even worry about it. It feels, you know, it has a great trigger pull as it is. And it is disconnecting, you know, or is deactivating the striker block. You can see I can launch this pen if I cock the pistol. Launches it right out of there, so there's no problem with the striker block and this combination of parts. It just works perfectly, you know. So I don't know, my advice to Apex, not that anybody needs my advice, is that they could easily include a trigger bar with a kit and make it possible for you to just retrofit that into your M2.0 without having to come up with a bunch of extra stuff. I don't know if there would be an issue with using this long term, you know, with that, you know, little bit different shape here. But as long as you've got one of the newer type with this style of ejector on it, you can just swap out this too and pop it in there. You know, so there's no need to wait around on Apex to tell you can use a forward set Sear in your pistol. I guess I need to take this back apart though and take pictures of the Sear and prove that it's got 3 dots on it so that they will send me their restricted flat trigger. I don't know, it seems like a lot to go through. They make it sound like it's you know, plans for a nuclear weapon or something. I don't quite get it. But if that's what you're thinking about doing, go ahead and do it.